Hello, hello. All right, here we are on Tech Tuesday. As you can see, I'm sitting outside and it's beautiful weather. So happy to be here. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about Loom. So if you are looking to record your screen, Loom is a great software to use. And I'm going to talk to you about a couple of ways that I use it and some of my favorite ways. So for any of you who have virtual assistants or you just are getting somebody's help with things and you don't like to write, this is a really fantastic way to be able to get your point across clearly, but also demonstrate what you need to be done. And so that's how I use Loom the most. So let's kick things off here. I have like lots of tabs and windows and things open. So let me get the right one open so I can screen share out with you. Can you hear the locust? All right. So I'm going to screen share out my whole desktop with you. Look at this. There's so much on there. You don't want to see all of that. So right now I'm in a Canva window. For those of you who know me, I love Canva and I can't see questions right now. I'm gonna have to come to those at the end. So I'll try to scroll back and answer them. So drop them below if you have them and I'll make sure that I address them. So two things is one is because the way I'm doing a screen share and using my video, sometimes the limitations that I have of being able to show you other programs that also use video are quite limited. So I'm going to show you the web browser version of Loom. So I downloaded it onto my Chrome browser. And so it's right up here in the corner. But when you log in, it will give you the option of doing that or downloading on your computer. I prefer to use the version that's on my computer, but again, it won't launch because I have Zoom open and I'm screen sharing out with you right now. So it gets a little bit confused. So I'll show you the features and then talk about some of the differences. So any window that you're in, you can see me down here in the corner again, you're going to be able to get a box much like this that comes up. Okay. So this box has all the information that you need. If you hide advanced options, this is all it shows, right? So there's not a million choices, which I think is great for people, especially if you're not comfortable with tech, to be able to use systems like this still, all right? There's a couple different options. I'm going to take you through what these are. So you can record your full desktop, and that would be the whole thing, including all of my icons at the bottom. You can record the current tab only. So again, because I launched this in my web browser, it's going to just show this Canva tab. Now, one of the differences, and this is really the only difference that I can find between the desktop version and this launched that's in the browser, like I'm using here. The difference between the two is if you launch it from your computer, you get more options. And some of the options are you can pick which window or tab. So often when I present, right, I have my presenter view set up. So I have my notes on one side and I have on the other screen or somewhere off the side of my computer, I have another window open with what the participants would see. So just the slideshow. Okay. And then this is really great because then Loom lets you pick those things. Again, when you're picking it here in the web browser, it's just like, do you want to show this web window? Which is okay. You can flip your camera. For those of you guys have two cameras, like if you're using on your phone, you can pick the type of microphone you're using, right? I have several microphones that I have in here. Which camera? Today I'm just using my computer one. And then there's a couple of them. Use photo for screen only. I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. Control menu and recording countdown. So those are really nice because the recording countdown is like 3, 2, 1. So it gives you a second to push it and then be like, okay, I'm ready. And then go. So it's really nice. And the other thing is this is down in the window, which you can move around. So based on where you want it, and you can position the size. So if you're giving a presentation, you just have to be really cautious about what you have on the screen and what size you need. I bet this looks weird because now I'm on your computer several times. And you can cancel the recording, resume, you can pause it. So if you're in the middle of talking, you're like, oh, I need to think, pause it, think about what you want to say, unpause it and come back. Okay. And then the other thing is, I'm going to make this smaller. You can also close this out, like if you don't want it. You can have it as a photo as well in here. And I'll show you how to do that on the other screen. Yes, I want my webcam back on. There we go. Okay. So right now it's recording my screen plus the camera, so meaning the little circles in the corner. Okay. If you flip into screen only, it takes the camera portion away. You can have it set to just have your photo, and again, whatever size you want. You can change photos. I do have other photos in here. I was like, I don't think I have any other photos. I prefer just the headshot because I think it looks weird if my whole body's in there if I'm doing a presentation. And you can also turn this off. So here is that, use for screen only. If you're like, I just really want the screen, I don't want to be seen, right? And then the last one is camera only. I'm kind of afraid to hit it because I don't want it to go off because Zoom is probably already, let's try it. We'll see if I need to come back. Okay. So it shows you in a box here, but when people view it, it's a whole entire rectangle, kind of like what you see for me in the Zoom window. Okay. So even though it looks like it's only filming a circle, it's not, it's filming the whole entire thing. All right. So you just hit start recording. So let's go to, I'm going to do screen only because I don't want to mess up the camera settings because I'm on Zoom, but I'll show you what this looks like. So you just hit start recording. You can pick other windows here as well. So do you want to do the whole entire screen? Do you want to do a certain window? And I'm going to show you, hold on. I'm going to present this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it here. I'm not going to be able to do it here. So let me just record a little bit just so you can see. And then I'll show you some other demos of what it looks like. 1 second. So start recording. We're going to just go ahead and pick the whole entire screen. Here's your countdown, right? Smile when you're talking, and then you say what you need to say, and you can flip through any of this. So I use this with my VA a lot. So sometimes I'll pop in and be like, hey, can you go in here and you see this template over here? I want to use this, but this yellow bar right here, replace that with green, and here's how you can do it in here, right? And so then I send her these videos. I'm going to show you what that looks like when I send it. So we can stop the recording. Okay, and then here the recording goes here. So the great thing about Loom is it goes here and you can just share out this link. So with my VA, I often just share a link real quick and then she can come in and watch it. I don't have to download anything. It's all just seen right there. And then the other thing is when you play it back, you won't be able to hear anything at the moment because of the way my mics are looped in, but you can kind of see me playing around with it. You can see my picture down here in the side, right? And so I'm talking over it. And it recorded my whole desktop, which is why you see the now 3 of me on your screen. But normally it won't do that. But again, because I have Zoom up. So this is really great. The other thing is it has the ability to trim. So you can come in here, just hit the trim button, and then you can edit your video and cut out pieces of your video. So as little as that, and we're going to move, and then we're going to publish changes. I always think it's cute. They have fun things. I think a lot of companies are having all these little fun, cute things as they change around. And that's it. And then when we do the video, that little last part that I trimmed off will be cut off. So it's really great. Some of the pro features, they have call to actions and other settings. I forgot to get the prices for you, but I think the pro runs like $45 for the year. The free version does a lot as well. You actually, I don't know, you get the pro version for like a week free so you can test it out and see what you think. So this is Loom. I'll say pretty easy to use. There is a little bit of a learning curve sometimes when you have multiple windows open and you're presenting and trying to get your picture in the corner. You don't really have to do much for that, but once in a while, I think this program is a little wonky. And sometimes I'm like, why didn't it put my picture? But it's maybe because I chose the wrong window. So that is one thing that I think you do have to be, I'll say, careful with. The other thing is you can save them in folders. So for those of you who are doing a lot of videos, you can save things in a folder to keep things organized. And I'll go in here and show you a couple of videos that I have. You'll see I have a lot. So I have a few folders listed here, but then I just have my videos down here, right? So you can see them. And again, you have to play around with your circle. So here's one. I'm going to show you this real quick. So this is one, it's a much larger circle. So it takes up more space. So you have to be cognizant of this when you design your slides, if you're going to use a little picture in picture. So unlike Zoom, where it keeps the whole window intact and puts you off to the side, this overlays you on top. So as long as you design your slides around, knowing that you're going to have the circle, it's okay. And again, you can move that circle around. Okay. So I'm going to stop screen sharing. I'm going to pop back into Facebook real quick and see if there were any questions. As always, you know, hashtag make a comment if you're watching the replay, so that I know. I'd love to see you, you know, stopping in here. Let's see who we have in here this morning. Monica, Karen, Perlette, all watching live. That's great. Yeah, you couldn't hear me before, which is why I canceled it and I restarted it, because I was like, oh, I'm having issues. Let's just fix this on the front end. So I hope that this has been beneficial for you. If you have more questions about it, drop it below. There's a lot of programs out there that do these kinds of things. I just think that Loom is one of the easier ones to use. So I see Monica says, wow, talk about a learning curve. Monica, I'd love to hear you say more about that. Is it a learning curve like, wow, this is so big and feels like a lot to learn? Or is it, you know, just where are you at with that? I'm curious. And that way I know too, if I need to break down some of these videos even a little bit more, but we're trying to just do some high level touches. And then that way you can also see just some different software and things out there. And hopefully it will inspire you in your business to say, wait, I could use this software to do something like this. So even if it isn't directly for client learning, as I said, I use this software tons with my VA. I prefer to communicate via the verbal language as opposed to written language, because I feel like I can't get my point across all the time in written, and there's so many words. So I just pop in and do this as well. So with that, I'm going to enjoy this beautiful weather. Tanisha, what about for a newbie? So it's great. It works for a newbie as well. When you sign in, they have a really great tutorial, but pretty much that's the setup, is what I just went through. That one box and that's it. Those are your only choices, which I think is what makes it great for a newbie, because sometimes when I know that I download other software programs, it takes so long to set up and to manage and to do. And this one is kind of like set it up. And especially if you want to be on the window you're on, I'll say sometimes when you're presenting, it can be a little bit more tricky. But if you're like, hey, I want to, you know, pull this up and I want to be able to, you know, demonstrate this or show this, it's all that one little box I gave you is the only real choices you have. That's it. So there's no big setup other than picking your camera. So I usually have two cameras. Most of you know this. I usually have two cameras. Today I'm just using my computer camera, but I also have like a high def Logitech camera. And so sometimes I'll have to pick the camera, and then I usually pick and make sure my mic is selected as well, because I don't want to say I'm an audio snob, but I like to try to really have really good audio, so it's a good experience for you. I'm hoping today you can't hear all the wind going by, but that might be it. So, all right. With that, yeah, play around with it. They have a free trial for like a week, and then I think you can switch. I think they have a free version that you can just switch to. So try it out and just play with it and see what you all think. Maybe record a short video of you just playing with it and drop it back in here for us. Like, you don't have to send it out to your audience. You could just share the link to us, and then we can check out what you did or what you said. That would be really fun. And maybe that's what we should do, because we have two things to do. I'm so excited. I'm working on a thing that we can do a challenge together. So know that that's coming for those of you who asked. But the other one is do a quick Loom video, right? You can do a video, or you can share something on your screen and do a quick thing that tells us about you and your business, and then drop it back in here, right? So this is a good opportunity for you to be able to get other people out there to know what you do, because you never know who's going to refer you. You never know who needs your services. And we don't usually allow promotions in the group. So I'm not necessarily asking for promotions, but I'm asking, you know, what do you do? Like, tell us about your business. Don't keep it a secret. So do a Loom video and then post it in this group. All right. That's your homework for the next couple of days. So I hope you have a great day. And that's it.